Guys, I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm literally in shock.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Mackenzie. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. So today's video, just jumping right into it, we're going to be opening up and reviewing and kind of testing out the score1 glass cutter. So months and months and months ago, one of you guys had recommended this to me, or had asked me a question about it on one of my videos, and I had never even heard of it before, the score1 glass cutter. So I did some research, and it's not widely available. I could only find it at 2 websites, neither of which I had ever even heard from or ordered from before. Of course, I will link those websites and where to find this thing down below, but in today's video, we're gonna open it up, just take a look at it, talk about all its features, and test it out a little bit. So if that sounds like something you guys are into, let's get started. Alrighty guys, so before we open this up and actually take a look at the glass cutter itself, let's talk about all the details, where I got it, cost, all that fun stuff. So like I said, I'm not familiar with the website I picked it up from, but it's called Cutting Edge Supply Company. Again, I will link it down below for you guys, so if you want to pick this up too, you can. And the score1 glass cutter costs $72.95. Shipping for some reason was $12.18. I have no idea why this was $12.18, but it was. So the total came to $85.13. $85.13 for this little package, so I've got high hopes for it. I ordered it Tuesday, March 8th. March 9th, I got the shipping notification that they had printed out the label, but they didn't actually drop it off until March 10th. So it was shipped March 10th, and then it got delivered March 12th. So very, very quick. Love that. So again, Cutting Edge Supply Company, the total including shipping came to $85.13, and they shipped it very, very quick. So let's move on to the fun stuff and actually open this bad boy up. I didn't do any research on this at all. I wanted a completely unbiased opinion. I didn't watch any videos. I didn't read anything about it. I just got the basic information that was on the website. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So I saw on the website, this is made by Inland. I had no idea. So this is an Inland glass cutter. So Inland Craft score1 glass cutter. We've got our user guide and assembly. Your score1 comes fully assembled and ready for use. Place on a sturdy level surface and use the diagram to reference parts while operating. And directions are on the inside, so we want to keep this little packet. This is tiny. Oh, well, kind of a lackluster experience, I'll admit. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this, you guys. There's no box, there's no actual packaging for this. I'm so confused. Why is there no packaging besides the box that it got shipped in? That right off the bat makes me feel like I'm missing something. So this is everything that came inside the actual shipping package, the score1 glass cutter itself, and the little piece of paper, user guide. All right, interesting. So I'm gonna read you everything about this on the actual website and how it describes it. Okay, so I'm back on the Cutting Edge Supply Co. website, and I'm just gonna read you the description. Again, the manufacturer is Inland, which is cool. We all know that name. Ships from supplier, 1 to 3 day average lead time. Score1 helps you make and break the perfect score. You'll cut any shape perfectly and get cleaner scores for more accurate breaks with less waste. The score1 eliminates the 4 main problems to making the perfect score: scoring angle, scoring pressure, hand fatigue, and bad breaks. Key features: maintains optimum 90-degree cutting angle at all times, maintains consistent scoring pressure from start to finish, eliminates hand and wrist fatigue because you're not constantly gripping a cutting tool, makes it easier to accurately follow pattern lines, reducing waste and grinding time while improving the fit and appearance of your project, allows you to comfortably sit and score glass, start and finish scores closer to the glass edge for a cleaner, more accurate break, includes carbide cutting wheel for better scores and longer life. Use it on a benchtop or grid type work surface. It's got a 1-year warranty. All right, so it says specs. Includes score1 glass cutter machine with score1 cutter head and instruction guide. Again, this right here. It looks like they've got a YouTube video, but I'm not gonna watch that. I don't want to. I want to be able to just figure it out with what they provide. Cutting Edge Supply specializes in shipping worldwide. If you have questions about shipping product, how long it will take, or custom fees, please feel free to contact us. Okay, cool. So they've got good customer service. They say just reach out if you've got any questions about that. And I think that's it, guys. We can just get right into this. So, like I said, I don't want to have to watch a video to figure this out. Yes, that is my job. That's why I'm here. I make videos to help you guys figure these things out. But when I purchase a product, I want it to come with all of the knowledge that I need to use it. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna watch that video, and we're gonna see if we can figure out how to use this bad boy with the user guide that it comes with. So it says the score1 comes fully assembled and ready for use. Place on a sturdy level surface and use the diagram to reference parts while operating. So let's take a look at all those parts first. We've got numbers 1 through 6. Number 1 is our drive roller. That is this roller right here. Number 2, we've got our cutter head. So again, that is our classic glass cutting head. So number 1, we've got our drive roller right here. 2, we've got our cutting head. 3 is the pressure adjustment knob, this red knob right here. So this is going to adjust the pressure pushing down on the cutting head. And it's already pretty hard to push up on that, so I don't want to tighten that at all. I'm going to keep it as loose as it possibly can be without falling out. Then we've got our white knob right here, and that is going to adjust the actual height of the cutting head itself. So turning this knob is going to adjust where the cutting head sits. It will kind of retract into the cutter, or it will come out of the cutter, coming closer down to that drive roller. Then we've got our lift lever. So this lifts the cutting head up, because we want to lift that up when we're putting glass inside it. Then number 6, we've got our hand wheel. And this hand wheel moves the drive roller. So this is going to be essentially our hand crank to pull the glass into the score as we're guiding it with our left hand. Now we know what all the parts are. Let's take a look at the inside. So we've got our safety, saying obviously you need to wear your proper eye protection when you're scoring and cutting glass. And then it tells us the directions on actually scoring glass. So number 1, it says caution. It is important that the cutter head is raised sufficiently before inserting the glass under the cutting head. Forcing the glass under the head will damage the drive tread. So number 1, raise the cutting head by depressing the lift lever on the machine. Number 2, place the glass on the rubber drive roller so the cutting wheel is close to the edge of the glass at the start of your score. Then gently release the lever, bringing the cutting head down onto the glass. Number 3, rotate the hand wheel with one hand, feed the glass under the scoring wheel, while with your other hand, guide it along the pattern line. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, even stopping mid-score. Unlike handheld cutters, this head will stay exactly where you stopped, and then you can continue the score, which is super, super cool. So those are our basic directions, and then it tells you adjusting for proper score. So we know where to get our replacement parts, we know how to use it, we know how to troubleshoot. I think we're ready to start testing this bad boy out. So I'm gonna get some scrap glass. I'm going to readjust you guys so you can really see exactly what's going on, and we'll get cutting some scrap glass. So I've got my scrap glass here. I've got a couple of Sharpies so we can just draw some fake patterns. I've got my runners ready to go, and let's get this thing tested. So we're just gonna be using some really basic, smooth glass today. At the very end, we'll test out this very lightly rippled glass, but we're going to start with just some very smooth, very basic spectrum type glass, and let's get this thing going. All right, see how I use my thick Sharpie there just to draw some basic straight lines so we can kind of get this thing calibrated. Okay, so we really need to move this head down quite a bit. So I used the white knob to lower that head down, right? Now let's lift it up and put our glass under and see if that's enough pressure. Not quite there yet. Whoa, it pulls it right in. Okay, it's definitely not tight enough, but that wheel grips like crazy. I was not expecting that. So this weird looking white tannish wheel right here grips the crap out of the glass. It doesn't feel like quite enough pressure, so I'm going to move this head down a little bit more, and I'm going to intensify the pressure with this red knob. That feels a little better. It doesn't say anything about cutting oil, so I'm not worried about cutting oil. Just like the Creator's brand cutters made. There we go, we hear a score. Let's go for it. Very, very light score. It's so cool that we can stop in the middle of a cut or the middle of a score and keep going. Whoa. Okay, I don't think that was tight enough yet, but let's just see. Wow, it worked. You guys, it worked. I'm shocked.
I'm literally shocked, you guys. What the heck? That was a light score. I want to go even a little bit tighter, but that worked.
Interesting. And what's really interesting, when I first lifted up this cutting head and felt the pressure, it felt way too tight. But now that I've got glass underneath it, it's not tight enough. We can go a little bit heavier on the pressure here. All right, let's try that again. Let's do another straight basic cut. We're gonna lift our head up and we're gonna gently put the head down right on the edge of our glass. We're holding it tight with our left hand, and let's start moving that wheel. Now that's the scoring sound we want. Do you guys hear that? That's a lot better. And still, I think we could still even go a little bit tighter. Let's break this one. Wow. Guys, I'm shocked. I'm gonna be honest. You guys know me. I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to a lot of things, and I'm honest. I was not anticipating this working as, one, easy as it is, and two, as well as it is. I mean, granted, we're only doing just straight basic cuts right now, but if we can do it like that, there's no reason why we can't do way more intricate cuts. And you guys know me, we're gonna do some deep set moons. We'll see how that goes, but this is fantastic so far. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna keep doing some of these straight basic cuts. And again, I think we can go a little bit tighter. So again, we're gonna lift up our lever here, gently put the cutting wheel down on the edge of the glass, and let's start rolling. And let's listen for that nice score sound. Oh yeah. Interesting. Okay, so it's definitely going to be a learning curve as far as controlling the glass with your left hand. Wow, easy peasy. Easy peasy, no problem. But you can see on this one, I wasn't able to keep it right in the middle of my Sharpie line like I wanted to on this last cut. So it's definitely going to take some practice to get used to holding this glass in our left hand and kind of controlling it under that wheel. And I'm so curious to see how this is gonna work with any kind of curved cut. All right, but let's keep going. That one felt good, so I think I'm happy with the pressure. I think I'm happy with the location of the actual cut. Let's cut these last two lines, and then we'll start doing some curved lines. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That is crazy. I mean, I guess I don't know why I expected something different, or I guess I didn't even have any expectations for this thing. All I knew was this little tiny piece of plastic was 80 bucks and it's essentially a glass cutter. But this is fantastic. And I can see how useful and how game-changing this could be for somebody even like myself, or even a little bit older, that has issues with their wrists and their hand, having arthritis or carpal tunnel. Something like this could get you back into an art that maybe you had to stop because of that type of pain. This is going to solve that problem. These are the kinds of things that help lengthen our careers as stained glass artists. This is so cool. Okay, let me sweep this area up, and then we're going to cut a little bit more of some curved lines.
Guys, I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm literally in shock. As I was sitting here just drawing out the next piece of glass to cut out, I don't know why, but I was like anticipating this not being a good outcome. But I severely underestimated this thing. I'm loving it so far. And it was so easy. So easy. Okay, let's keep cutting. Let's keep practicing. So, like I said, I drew up another piece. Basic, lightly squiggled lines here. Ooh, it's hard to get it right on that line, and it's hard to push it. I'm not hearing a score sound either. Ooh. That one was rough. I don't know how well that one's gonna go. Ooh, I can't even snap these ends open. All right, let's tighten this down a little bit, and let's just see what happens. Oh, I already broke it. Why is this not scoring correctly? Let's go way tighter, and let's just go for that straight line, because this is a different piece of glass than what we first cut. All right, we finally got our scoring sound there. Okay, that worked. Let's try this little bit less of a severe curve. We got success. We got success. Okay, cool. We've got a nice curved edge there. I mean, again, it was tricky to stay where I wanted to on that Sharpie line. I used a very thick Sharpie because we're just playing around here, but it wasn't going exactly where I wanted, but I think that's just going to be solved with practice. Let's do this next curved line right here. And it seems the trick to controlling the glass is to move it by the end of the glass itself. So I'm not trying to move it from the side of the glass cutter. It's easier to control and move by the end of the glass. Does that make sense? So trying to move it from here and here versus controlling it directly on the side of the glass cutter. Does that make sense? Wow, I'm impressed. All right, again, so we're just practicing here, guys. So I'm just drawing random shapes to cut out as we're getting to know this machine. Again, I don't know why, I just wasn't anticipating this being as cool, fun, and easy. That's the biggest thing, how easy this thing is to use. And when I saw how tiny it was, I'm like, there's no way that this thing isn't gonna be flipping all over the place as you're pushing and grinding. But that's the thing, you're not. Because the pressure is built within the head of this machine, there is no pushing on it. The pushing is happening right here, so there's no tipping or toppling over. It's easy. So I'm gonna draw a whole bunch more random shapes and just cut them out, and then we'll talk about my final thoughts on this piece. I was not anticipating being able to cut out my deeper moon shapes, no problem. If I can cut this, I can cut anything. I know my hands, I know glass well at this point. If I can cut this, I can cut anything. I think I've just about got my final thoughts. The last thing I wanna do is try out on a more textured glass. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Well, I was not expecting that. Again, I don't know why. It's not like I had any specific preconceived notions about this product. I just didn't anticipate it working as easily and as effectively as it did. It was just as easy to cut the smooth glass as it was a textured glass. I tried Florentine, I tried Ripple, I tried a deeper Ripple, and it was no problem. I'm shocked. I'm shocked and I'm super impressed. I 100% approve of this. I think it's worth it. I love it, especially if you have issues with carpal tunnel, any issues with your hand. Yes, it's a little pricey for what it is. It's just essentially a little plastic piece with a glass cutter on it, but you can get replaceable parts. It's made well, it's sturdy, and most importantly, it worked, and it worked effortlessly. And it took no time at all to get to know how to use it, and that's huge for me. And the size of it is also fantastic. This can go right inside of my drawer, one of my drawers on my desk. It's not this huge clunky machine. I can tuck this right away and it's gone out of sight. I love everything about it. I love the size, which I thought was going to be a con, but it's not. I thought it was going to kind of tip around like crazy as you're cutting the glass, but it doesn't. It doesn't move because, again, all of the pressure is inside here. I love it. I love this thing. I love how small it is. It works so well. I love how easy it is to use. I love that we can get replacement parts for it. It's under $100. That you can take either way. I will link this down below. I will link it from the actual Inland website since that's who makes it. I think it's always best to buy it from who actually makes it. But of course, if you guys want to shop around and see if you guys can find any other websites that sell it and maybe sell it for a little bit cheaper, then absolutely do that. But before you go, let's talk about the book that we're going to be working from in the next couple videos. I did mention this in my last couple videos now, I believe.
So this is patterns for terrariums and planters. Now granted, again, this is gonna be one of those books that kind of, it looks outdated. But anyways, point is, if you guys want to make projects with me again in the future, just like we have from other previous books that I found on Amazon. This is called Terrariums and Planters. I will link it down below, and it has full-size patterns for 30 stained glass plant containers, which is super, super cool. We can make some projects together. So I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Like I said, I absolutely approve of the Score1 glass cutter. Totally surprised, absolutely love it, and I'm excited to see how much I use this going forward in the future. That's it for today's video. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you did, comment down below and let me know what do you want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Time to go. I'm still sick. Do I sound sick?